Right, you're a small channel, you've just started your YouTube page, your videos are not that great, your views are not that great, your subscribers are not that great, and you want to know what to do to obviously get better and keep going in the right direction. And that's what I did this year. I was in the exact same position as you at the beginning of this year. Well, I kind of still am. I'm still a small YouTube channel. I've only got 1.5k subs, but there's some things I've done to obviously get to that number this year and to take my content from like the really bad content I was posting to actually some videos that I'm proud of. And I normally get the same comments similar now that are like, oh, I was expecting more subscribers for the quality of these videos. I'm gonna now subscribe. And that's what you want. That's the hardest thing when you are starting, is getting people to subscribe when you've not got a lot of subscribers, because they can normally tell. Obviously, it's the first thing they look at is the views. It's just natural. They look at the numbers. And if they see low numbers, it's a psychological thing. They're probably gonna already discourage your video, maybe not even click on it, or if they do, maybe find the first thing to click off of it. That's what they always do. They always find the first thing as an excuse to click off the video, like, because they've got in their mind that you're already a small YouTube channel and it's gonna be a shit video. That, let's be honest, we've all done it ourselves, and that is the thing that happens. So how do you counter that? Well, you do these small little things that I'm gonna tell you, and the first one is to just not put too much pressure on it, because if you do, you're just going to set yourself up for failure. So the first thing I need to make sure you understand is that you're not taking away of the enjoyment, the reason that you started doing it because you enjoy making videos and you want it to be your job. Well, make sure you're actually enjoying the process of it. Don't be editing videos and posting the videos and then just worrying about the numbers and not worrying about you actually being like, oh, you know what, that was actually a fun video to make. I enjoyed editing it, I enjoyed shooting it, because I did that for a while. I got too hooked up on whether the videos were performing well, and then if they weren't performing well, I was like, well, that was a waste of time, like, for God's sake. And then I forget that I just had a good time doing it. Do you know what I mean? So you need to remember how fun it is and make sure you're enjoying it, and don't worry too much about the views. From there, hold on, I've got bullet points. If you know how these work, I just chat bollocks in the car, but I've actually got bullet points for this one for you. The next point is cutting out dead space. This was the first thing that I did that just made a hell of a difference of the people that watched my videos for longer, and that is cutting out dead space. When you start, you feel like you need to keep every shot that you've done, you like hold it really like dear, and you like put too much sort of value on it. Just cut out all irrelevant, rambling, dead quiet spots. Cut it all out. You do not need it in there. You could probably cut a 5-minute segment down to 3 minutes. The way you should start to think about your content is, how can I cut this down? How can I shorten this down to keep the audience's retention? Yes, I know you want to produce long form content, but at the beginning, people don't give a shit about who you are, what you're saying, or if you do a vlog, they don't care. So you need to just quickly get to the point, so they don't then go, right, well, that's an excuse for me to click off the video. You're rambling too much. You've explained the same thing for about 5 minutes, or there's too many quiet bits that could have just been chopped out. So that's definitely a big step, is go through your video and see how much you can cut out of it, because you'll be surprised. I bet you there is a lot of stuff you can cut out. You don't need to make a 10-minute video. It can be 4 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, or if it is 10 minutes, make sure it's 10 minutes of actual valuable, short, snappy, to the point content that new people that don't know who you are going to appreciate watching. All right, that's kind of how you have to think about it, and that is a massive point that I made in my videos, to go on my retention. Like, you go on the retention line on the YouTube studio, and I now see a higher average of people watching for longer. The next one is document, don't force. That's not the actual quote, but I just made that up. But it is true. Don't always think you have to, obviously still do it. Don't, like, where you plan and force an idea, being like, okay, like you've come up with an idea for a video, is what I'm trying to say. Obviously still do that. I do that all the time, like, about a certain lens, or about, or like I'm doing right now, this is a forced video of me telling you stuff. But also document. If it's something that you're normally doing, like for me, I do photography and I do car photography, and if I wasn't making a YouTube channel, I would obviously still go out on shoots. So then what I do is I think about that when I'm making my content. Instead of making a video, I just document what I'm doing on that shoot, and it helps your mindset and it helps you get more comfortable speaking to the camera, which we'll talk about in a second. But it just makes it a more organic feeling to the video, instead of this forced, planned, hi, I am making a video, this is what we're doing today. Do you know what I mean? It's just more, it makes it more natural for you to film and for the viewer watching. So make sure you do that. Document things you would normally do and have that be the style of the video, but also still do the planned videos where you script them and talk to them, which will actually go on to the next point now. Yeah, so scripting and talking to the video. Wow, I can't speak. We're not cutting. If you don't know what this is, we just do raw talks. I don't cut anything in this one. But plan and script your videos, which goes against what I've just said, but I'm on about the videos where you, there's a learner in front of us. Come on, mate. God, he's going all the way around the roundabout. I'm cutting that roundabout. The ones that you actually have a point to say in the video, make sure you plan and script them, because one, they're gonna be so much easier to film because you've planned it and you know exactly what shot you're doing, exactly what you're gonna say, because you've scripted it as well. And then you can just set up the tripod. I can film and finish a video within half an hour when I script them. I did that drone one the other day, talking about the drone video. I scripted it, I planned the shots, I planned exactly what I was gonna do. I wrote it all out on my notes, and I went there, I filmed it, I was done within half an hour, and I got to go home. Like, efficiency, you want to be nice and quick when it comes to those sorts of videos where you're planning a topic or an idea. Script it out and plan it. It's going to make the whole process a lot more professional and come across a lot better, because you might, like, if you just go off, like, if you're just winging it, which I do sometimes, but if you're just winging it on an important topic of a video which you know could get a lot of views because it's a big talking point, you don't just want to be winging it, because then you might miss out something you were going to say, or you might miss out a shot which you could have actually got if you actually took the time to plan it. So definitely start doing that for those videos where you're going to be talking about a certain topic. Next is the thumbnail. This is the most important thing out of any of it. The thumbnail and the first 5 seconds. We'll do these two together. So I neglected this for a while because I kept watching videos like this where people were talking about starting up YouTube and the tips and tricks, and then we're on about thumbnails, like being like, you should do your thumbnails beforehand and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, oh, shut up. I'd just make the video and then I'd throw the thumbnail on at the end. I'd just think of something to make as a thumbnail. And the more I did that, the more I saw that people weren't even clicking on it in the first place. And it could have been a great video, which some of them were, but most of them weren't at the start. But they wouldn't have even seen it because they wouldn't have even clicked on it because I had a terrible thumbnail. So you really do need to plan. What I do is I search a video that I'm going to be making and see if people have done similar ones. And then I look at the thumbnails of the ones that have performed really well. And I check out those thumbnails and go, right, okay, I could do something like that, and take inspiration to see which ones are appealing and why they're appealing. And you can normally tell it's because it's like a nice, bright, vibrant thumbnail, and they've normally got like a teaser bit of text in the thumbnail that goes along with the title. So if I've titled it like shooting this Audi R8, and then I put on the thumbnail in a little text bit next to it being like, this car is insane, or you won't believe what happened. Do you know what I mean? Something to get them thinking, and then they look at the title and then they go, you know what, fine, yeah, I'll click on that video. And then it comes to the first 5 seconds. So the first 5 seconds now play before you've even clicked on the thumbnail. So you need to make sure as a small channel that you've got something that's going to grab them and make them want to click on it, whether that be like a quick zoom in and out, or something crazy happen in the first frame. Like if something crazy happens later on in the video, don't just leave it there, put it at the front of the video so then they see it, because they might have already clicked off your video by then. So you need to put it at the start as a little teaser to hopefully make them watch the whole video. So that's a nice little trick. But yeah, the thumbnail in the first 5 seconds are definitely a massive point that you shouldn't look over. You really do need to prioritize those, because that's the point that they're actually going to click on it or they're not going to click on it. Do you know what I mean? What's the last one? Oh, the talk. No, there's a couple more. Talk to a person, not to a camera. So this was when I first started, was what I struggled with the most. I started talking to the camera for the ever first time, and I was like, I can't do this. This is absolutely terrible. What the fuck am I doing? And I almost put on like a phone voice. You know when people talk on the phone, like to like business people, and they put on that weird voice that doesn't sound like them? I was doing that to my camera, and I was like, why am I doing that? That's not how I talk. I'm putting on this like professional voice, and it was pissing me off. And then I can't remember who said it, but I watched a video where it said, talk to the camera as if it's just a person there that you're teaching, as opposed to a camera and a lens, which is what I did. And from there, it has transformed how I talk to the camera, how my confidence is around the camera. It just makes it so much easier if you were just talking to it as if it was someone there that was like asking you the question. And it's hard to figure out at the start, but once you start to do it, you'll really notice the difference, and you'll be a lot more comfortable and a lot more realistic to the camera. You don't want to be coming off as like fake. Like, you don't want to be, you want to be authentic. Is it authentic? Is that the right word? You want to make it seem real. You don't, because it is weird. You're talking to a camera and they're not actually there. But what you'll notice with certain YouTubers, it does feel like you're there when they're talking to you, because they're using that sort of technique where they're talking to you personally instead of talking to a camera. All right. And then what's the last one? Hold on, let me read this while I'm fucking driving. This is a bit dodgy. I'm not cutting it. Documents, force ideas, plan script, thumbnails, talk to the person at the camera, remember to enjoy it. Oh no, that's it, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that's it. That's all of the tips that I've got. So other than that, you just need to start. You just need to get your camera and start making videos. And even if you don't know what to do, just make a video. Go YouTube people that are in the same niche of what you want to make content about, and just start and try spread it across as many platforms as you can. Start getting your YouTube videos, chopping them up into short form content to post on those platforms to try direct people over. It's just consistency. It's going to take a while unless you get really lucky and you blow up. Just set up for a nice year of just planning and building a base, because no one's going to be watching at the start. So this is your time to make all these mistakes. This is your time to figure out all these bad videos, because you can delete them later. Just get them uploaded and get these mistakes out of the way, and then hopefully you will start to see an improvement in the number of views that you get. Like, I used to get 3 views per video. If you were at the start, I used to get 3 views per video, and I'd be like, fuck, this is shit. But now, as I've done all these little tips and my videos have got better and I've practiced and practiced and practiced, now I get like 100 to 400-ish average views per video. So the number's gone up, and I now get a couple hundred subscribers and more watch time hours and more retention. Like, it's, the numbers slowly go up over time. You just have to stick around and make sure you're actively trying to improve your videos, and your channel by the end of the year, coming into 2024, will eventually grow from 0 to the end of the year. You've got 365 days to just make as many mistakes as possible. That's what you need to see this as. Don't look at it for blowing up and getting views. Just look at it as you making mistakes and learning. So then when the views do come in, maybe in the second year or even the end of that year, you've learned all that stuff in between, and now they're ready to watch like the really good content that you can produce. So yeah, hopefully that helps. I don't really know what the title of this video was at the time of making this, but hopefully it made sense. Hopefully there's some tips that you can take on now into 2024. Just show up every day and smash it out, mate, until it works. Because I'm happy with where I got in the year, and 2024 I'm going to double down and do the exact same thing and go even harder. And we'll see if we can learn some more and get some more people in and slowly get this to where we want it to be, which is getting paid from it. Let's be honest, we all doing this to get paid. Who wouldn't want this as a job? So that's what we're doing. But yeah, hopefully that helped, guys. Subscribe if you want. It might not be your niche though. You might not enjoy this sort of content. This video is kind of appeals to everyone, but my actual content is about car photography, so that might not be your interest. But either way, hopefully this video helped. I'm at the gym now. Need to go burn off this Christmas fat. Fucking McLaren P1. You just got that for Christmas. Who's got a McLaren P1 at this gym? What the fuck? I need to shoot that. Anyway, yeah, I'm going. So, yeah, bye.